everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for my new moon in Scorpio yoga practice. New moons are a time to turn inwards, set intentions, set goals, really just reflect on what we want to manifest in the coming weeks. Today's new moon is in Scorpio, representing change, elimination, and rebirth. This practice will hold space for reflection as well as intention setting. As always, you know yourself the best. Please take any modifications or skip any postures if they don't feel good. Listen to your body and don't push yourself beyond your comfortable edge. Let's get started. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. Your tailbone is grounding with the earth. You feel some length in your spine. Your shoulders are relaxed. And let's take a minute to just land here. Maybe your day before this was really hectic, or maybe you just woke up and you're thinking about everything that you need to do today. Give yourself permission just to be here. Nowhere else, just on this mat right now with yourself. Let's close our eyes and take a moment to check in. Noticing our breath, noticing if we're tense anywhere, if there's anywhere that we can soften. I always tend to clench in my feet and my calves. Just check in with the body and see if there's anywhere that you can release a little bit of tension just by sending some awareness to it. Tuning into our breath, just noticing what is coming up right now, just as we actually take a moment to listen to our thoughts. Give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up during this practice. What comes to mind first when you think about this month, I need? Let your mind fill in the blanks. What do you need? This month, I need. What do you want to manifest more of this coming month? Imagine what your life would be like if you had what you needed. How would you feel? How would you act? What would you be doing right now? Pretend that it is already there. For the rest of this practice, play around and act as if. Pretend that you already have what you need. It's already done. We're in the future. You've manifested what you wanted. You've worked on your goals. How would you feel? How would you hold yourself? How would you treat yourself? What would you be doing right now? For the rest of this practice, act as if. Let's slowly open our eyes and make our way to extended child's pose. Feet are together, knees are hip width distance apart or wider. Sinking back on the hips, hands are coming forward, sinking our chest and our head down to the mat. Taking a long, deep inhale to find expansion, and exhale, let it all go. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Wrists are underneath the shoulders and knees are underneath the hips. Top of the feet are pressing into the mat. Going through a few rounds of cat-cows to warm up the spine. Inhale to drop the belly and look forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling to open, really emphasizing this motion, really warming up the spine. Exhale. Inhaling, opening through the chest, making sure you're not clenching in the neck. Exhaling, cat. And coming back to a neutral tabletop. Let's extend our right leg out long. Hip points are still facing the ground. Imagine you're pressing your foot into a wall. Staying here if this is enough for you, or let's extend that left arm out long as if we're shaking someone's hand. Feel your core turn on, maintaining integrity through your right hand and left leg. Inhaling to find length, exhale, contract. Pressing into that left foot for stability. 2 more. And on the next extension, reach that left arm back. Kick the right hand into the left foot. Should feel a nice opening through your right quad and perhaps in your back. Pressing away from the mat with your right hand and coming back down to the mat. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. Shake out your hips. And switching sides, let's bring our left leg out long. Staying here or lifting the right arm. Inhaling to find length. Exhale to contract. Doing 2 more. And kicking that left foot into the right hand. Stretching through that left quad, warming up the back. And coming back to the mat. From here, let's lift our left hand to the sky. Chest is open, gaze is up. Inhaling to find length. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm goes under the right. Coming onto our left temple. You should feel a nice stretch in your upper back. If you don't, try to work that arm a little bit more through. Making sure that your hips are centered and not sagging to the right. Staying here, or you can lift that right arm up, or perhaps tuck it behind your back. One more breath here. Plant the right palm, opening through that left arm, shaking it out a little bit, and returning to center for the other side. Bringing the right arm up towards the sky, chest is open, gaze is up. Exhale, thread the needle. Taking one more breath here. And coming back up, shaking out that arm, stretching it out, and returning to tabletop. Now let's generate a little bit of heat. We are on the tops of our feet, really pressing through our hands, pushing away from the mat. Inhaling to find length, and on an exhale, come into a hovering table. Knees are about 1 inch off the ground. Waking up through the core, and then press back to downward facing dog. Going through this a few more times, just really trying to wake up the body. Coming back to that hovering table. And downward facing dog. Hovering table, you can keep your toes tucked if that's easier for you. Downward facing dog. Inhaling to find length. Exhale, hovering table. Down dog. Going through 3 more rounds on our own time, syncing with the breath. And on that last one, let's just stay in downward facing dog. Shaking out the head, pedaling out the feet. Upper arm bones turn outward. Slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Coming into a forward fold. Hands are on the ground, or you can ragdoll your arms. Grounding through your feet, feeling all 4 corners of your feet touching the ground. Let's roll it up, all the way up through stick. Inhale, shrug your shoulders all the way up. Exhale, let them roll down your back. Coming to the top of our mats, or a few sun salutations. Bringing the hands to heart center. Tucking your tailbone slightly, feeling your core engage. Staying open through the chest. Chin is tucked slightly, feeling all that length from crown to tail. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, gaze to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Straight line of energy all the way from the top of your head to your tailbone. Core is engaged. Exhale, planting the palms, stepping the left foot back, Lowering the knee for a crescent lunge, keeping that foot tucked or coming onto the top of the foot. Front knee is over front ankle. Inhaling the arms up and overhead. Inhaling to find length. Exhale, sink deeper into that front knee. Plant the palms. Step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg forward. Right knee comes down. Inhaling the arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Inhaling to find length, come up and out. And exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Planting the palms, stepping that back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Hands come up and overhead. Exhale, fold and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Left knee comes back this time. Crescent lunge. Plant the palms, step it back, downward facing dog. Stepping the left leg forward, crescent lunge on the left. Plant the palms and step that back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Hands come up and overhead, down to heart center. Now let's move into some standing postures. Inhaling the arms up and overhead. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step both your feet back. We're in a plank now. Reaching through those feet, reaching the heels back, pressing away from your mat. Looking forward, shifting on the toes. Inhaling to find length. Exhale, going all the way down to the belly. Coming onto the tops of our feet. Inhaling up, cobra. Exhaling down. Making our way up to downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the right leg up high. Exhale, plant that foot between the hands. Coming into warrior one. Back toes are pointing to the front left corner of your mat. So they're at about a 45-degree angle. Bending through the front knee. Inhaling to come up. Hips are facing forward. Really pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. If you can't really press into it, move that back foot a little bit closer. Tailbone is tucked under. Imagine you're squeezing a block in between your legs for balance. Inhaling to find length. Exhale, try to sink a little bit deeper into that knee, making sure that it is aligned over your ankle. Exhale, bring the palms down. Step it back to a plank. Going through a vinyasa. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhale, all the way down, or chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra. Exhale to make our way back to downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left leg. Exhale, planting it between the hands. Planting that back foot. Inhaling to come up. Warrior one. Imagine you're squeezing a block if you feel off balance. Shoulders are relaxed. Building a little bit of heat. And exhale, plant the palms. Going through vinyasa, or if you've had enough, just go straight to down dog. Taking a long, deep inhale and asking yourself, what can I let go of? What comes to mind when you ask yourself, what can I let go of? Lifting the right leg, stepping the right leg in between the palms. Back foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. We're coming into warrior two. Staying bent through that front leg, coming all the way up. Tucking the tailbone. Our legs are rotating in opposite directions. Really pressing through the outer edge of that back foot. Bend in that front knee. Imagine someone is pulling your leg open. Arms come out to the sides. Chin is tucked and gaze is over your front hand. Inhale, flip the palm, lean forward, come up and overhead. Peaceful warrior. Keeping a bend in that front knee as much as you can. Exhale, cartwheeling over to extended side angle. Right arm comes to right knee. Left arm opens up to the sky. Staying strong in that back leg. Using our right arm to push our right leg a little bit more open. Gaze is to the sky. Chest is open. Inhaling, coming all the way up and through, peaceful warrior. And exhaling, coming all the way back down, planting the feet, going through vinyasa or straight to down dog. Inhaling, that left leg up, stepping it in between the hands, coming into warrior two on the left. Really pressing through that back foot. Try to keep your torso nice and long. We're not sagging towards the front. Inhale, find length. Imagine someone is pulling your hands in opposite sides of the room. Exhale, sink a little deeper into that front knee. Inhale, reaching forward, flipping the palm. Exhaling back. Peaceful warrior. Hand can be on your calf, it can be behind your back, wherever you feel most supported. Keeping that front knee bent. Cartwheeling over, left arm to left leg, opening to the sky, extended side angle. Using that left arm to try to push that leg a little bit more open. Building some heat. Ask yourself, where have I been giving away my power? What comes to mind when you ask yourself, where have I been giving away my power? Inhaling back. And cartwheeling all the way through, stepping it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to lift the right leg. Exhale, stepping it forward. Coming into warrior two. Front knee is over front ankle. Inhaling, flipping the palm, coming back to peaceful warrior. And this time, going for extended side angle, but if you feel comfortable, taking the bind, so we're reaching our right arm underneath our right leg, left arm comes back, and we're clasping our hands behind that right thigh. Checking in with the feet, making sure that front leg is still bent. If you can't open your chest towards the sky, don't attempt this. Come back onto your arm, or perhaps like hand on the ground or on a block. But if you feel ready, it's in your practice, reach that arm behind, coming into the bind. Ask yourself, where have I been giving away too much of my energy? Coming up, straightening through that front leg, which should feel really good. Bumping the hips to the left. Reaching forward, coming all the way down. Right hand to right shin, triangle pose. You should be feeling this all in your inner right thigh. If you don't, try bumping your hips a little bit more to the left. And from here, coming down with that left hand and just placing it where your right hand was for a revolved triangle. Wringing everything out. Twists are really good for detoxifying the body. And let's plant the palms, step it back, downward facing dog. Taking a moment to notice how we feel. And again, asking yourself, what can I let go of? Inhaling the left leg up, stepping it in between the palms, coming into warrior two. Gaze is forward, shoulders are relaxed. Inhaling up and overhead, peaceful warrior. Exhale, coming down, extended side angle. Keeping your elbow on your knee, or perhaps on the ground. Or if you feel ready, going for that bind. Making sure that front knee stays bent. We're really pressing through the outer edge of the back foot. Where have I been giving away too much of my energy? Coming out, straightening through that back front leg. Whew. Bumping the hips to the right. Reaching forward, and then coming down to grab that left shin. Right arm is opening towards the sky. Gaze is in front of you or to the ceiling. Trying to keep a slight bend in that knee. Try not to lock your knee. And from here, coming around and putting that right hand where your left hand was into a revolved triangle. Finding expansion with the breath. Exhale, release. Bringing the palms to the ground. Stepping those toes back. Coming into a child's pose if you need it. Taking a few breaths here. Bending the knees, looking forward, and on an exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat and come into a forward fold. Take a minute to notice how you feel. Notice if your legs feel as tight as they were at the beginning of this practice, or if anything feels looser. If you mentally feel looser, shake the head yes and no. And on an inhale, slowly roll up all the way to standing. Hands come to the heart. Going for one last intense pose before we cool it down and reflect. Let's come to about the middle of our mat. And make sure that you have room in front of you and behind you. Ground through your right foot and hug your left knee into center. Focus on one non-moving point in front of you. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. And from here, we're going to fly into warrior three. Kick that left leg back, arms come up and overhead. Trying to keep our toes pointing down. Going for one line from our hands all the way to our feet. If you fall out of it, just get right back in. And we're gonna inhale and come all the way up and through and hug that knee back into the chest. Ooh. Again, if you fall out, to put your foot down, totally fine. We're gonna do 2 more of these. And your goal is to try not to put your foot on the ground. Again, if you fall out of it, move on. Acting as if we're already there, it's already done, we've come into our power. We're taking off, coming up and through. Reminding yourself, I am strong. Ooh. And then coming back down, shaking out that leg a little bit. Grounding through the left foot this time, switching sides, hugging the right knee into the chest. Finding one point to gaze at. Arms lift up and overhead. Inhale to expand. Exhale, let's take off warrior three. Try to initiate this motion from your center. Going for one more. You got this. And put that foot back down. Let's take a minute to notice how we feel. And from here, let's inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms. Come onto our knees. And make our way into a seated position. With our legs out in front of us. Active through the feet, we're flexing through our feet. Inhaling the arms up and overhead. Exhale, coming forward, and then eventually down into a seated forward fold. If you're here, that's fine. If you're all the way down in there, totally fine. Meet yourself wherever you are today. Inhaling to come up. And let's make our way onto our backs. Knees are bent, feet are about hip width distance apart. We're coming into a bridge pose. Grounding through the feet, pressing into all four corners of the feet. Slowly lifting our hips up. Tucking our shoulders underneath. Lifting, using the hamstrings, using the glutes. Pressing all the way up. Imagine you're squeezing a block in between your thighs. Chest to chin, chin to the sky. Reminding yourself, I choose to let go of what is no longer serving me to create room for what is for me. And let's come all the way down. Windshield wiper our legs back and forth. Send the left leg out long. Hug the right knee into your chest. Open the right arm. Bring that right leg over to the left. Gazing over to your right. I choose to release what is no longer serving me to create room for what is for me. Bringing that right leg out long, switching sides. Left leg comes over to the right, gazing over our left hand. And let's hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Coming into happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of our feet with our hands, bending the knees. Moving around a little bit here, whatever feels the best for you. And let's rock a little bit back and forth. This feels really good if you have knots in your back. Rocking back and forth a few more times until we come all the way up to a seat. And once again, finding a comfortable seated position. Palms are on the knees, chin is tucked, finding length throughout our body. Imagine you're being pulled straight up to the sky, your spine is long, you're sitting tall. Noticing how you feel. how this exploration felt for you. And now, see what comes to mind when you say, "This month I will." This month I will. Imagine your future self is coming back to tell present day you what you will do in the next coming weeks. What have you accomplished? How do you feel? What have you let go of? What have you welcomed into your life? This month, I will. Let's bring our hands in Anjali Mudra to heart center. Bow the head. Bringing the hands to our third eye in between our brow bones. Bowing down. It is already done. Taking one last long inhale and exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you found this helpful and informative for your intention setting for this new moon. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope you enjoyed this and found it insightful in intention setting for this new moon. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Please like and subscribe and follow along with what's new on my website and my Instagram. Until next time.